Has it ever happened to you to suddenly wake up tired at 3 a.m., once again making that quiet walk to the bathroom? And worse, it's not the first time it's happened tonight. These back-and-forth trips don't just break your rest, they drain your energy, fog up your mind, and steal the vitality you need for the day ahead. It's frustrating, isn't it? Meanwhile, on the other side of the bed, someone is sleeping soundly, immune to this exhausting routine. And then comes that question echoing in the darkness. Why me? Is this just another part of getting older? Many people accept this situation as inevitable and resign themselves to the fatigue that builds up day after day, the discomfort of stumbling in the dark, and the feeling that full nights of sleep are a thing of the past. But the truth is, this doesn't have to be your reality. It can change. And I'm not here to offer superficial or cliché solutions. There is a specific strategy supported by urology that has everything to do with how you hydrate, especially the right time to drink water. It sounds simple, and it is. But it's precisely this simplicity that makes so many people unaware of the power they're letting slip away. This small change in routine can give you back full nights of rest, and who knows, completely transform your days. Have you ever stopped to think that those nightly trips to the bathroom are much more than a nuisance? We're talking about a reality that affects up to 70% of people over 60, many of them waking up not just once, but 2, 3, or even more times a night. This has a name, Nocturia. And although it's common, it's far from normal. It's not just a simple price of aging. It's a sign, a silent alarm that your body is trying to set off. And ignoring this signal can have more serious consequences than just fatigue. Imagine getting up in the dark, with your body still half asleep, trying to find your way to the bathroom. Every step is a risk. A misplaced rug, a piece of furniture out of place, a slippery floor. And in an instant, everything can change. For an older person, a fall can mean much more than a bruise. It can be the start of a serious decline. And it doesn't stop there. These constant interruptions not only fragment your rest, but also erode something vital, your deep sleep. That moment when your brain finally rests, regenerates, and strengthens its functions. Without it, brain fog sets in, concentration fails, and vitality simply vanishes. Your mental clarity, your energy throughout the day, and even your mood are directly linked to those precious hours of uninterrupted rest. Not to mention the emotional impact, the silent frustration of feeling like your own body has become your enemy during the most peaceful hours of the night. But know this is not something you have to accept as inevitable. There is a way to tackle this silent epidemic, and the answer may be closer and simpler than you think. Imagine what happens when your night's sleep is repeatedly broken. It's not just a nuisance, it's sabotage to your well-being. While you sleep, your brain goes into self-cleaning mode. It organizes memories, solidifies learning, and removes toxins accumulated throughout the day. But when this process is interrupted night after night, the cleaning is only half done. The results are clear and frightening. Foggy mind, trouble focusing, memory lapses, and, in the long run, an increased risk of neurodegenerative diseases. Want me to be direct? It's not age that brings forgetfulness. It's the lack of quality sleep. And it doesn't stop there. Your heart also suffers every time you suddenly wake up. Each interruption triggers an internal alarm, releasing stress hormones that make your blood pressure and heart rate skyrocket. Now multiply that by several times in a single night. Your cardiovascular system is under constant stress, and it's no surprise that studies link frequent nocturia to higher risks of hypertension and heart problems. And then there's the invisible impact, the one that drains your emotional energy. Chronic fatigue steals your joy, your patience, your spark. It leaves you irritable, anxious, and can open the door to depression. Little by little, you withdraw from people and activities you love, becoming trapped in a cycle of exhaustion that seems impossible to escape. You simply stop being yourself. Why does this happen with age? The truth is, There are physiological reasons. Your body produces less antidiuretic hormone, ADH, at night, the one that tells your kidneys to reduce urine production during sleep. With less ADH, the urine factory doesn't slow down. Furthermore, the bladder can lose capacity over time, and there's a surprising factor: fluid redistribution. Do your ankles swell during the day? That fluid doesn't just disappear. When you lie down, gravity stops concentrating it in your legs, and it returns to the bloodstream, passes through the kidneys and goes straight to the bladder, waking you up a few hours later. Now that you understand the seriousness of the problem, it's time to debunk the pitfalls that make everything worse. Before any solution, it's crucial to stop making the mistakes that perpetuate the cycle. Myth number 1. To avoid urinating at night, I drink as little water as possible during the day. This is a classic and totally counterproductive. It seems to make sense. Less water, less pee, right? Not exactly. When you restrict hydration, the urine becomes super concentrated and acidic, like rubbing lemon on a wound. This deeply irritates the bladder, which becomes overactive and sends alarm signals even when it's not full. To make matters worse, by trying to compensate for thirst only at the end of the day, you flood your system with fluid exactly when it should be resting, and the result is even more nightly trips to the bathroom. Myth number 2. My problem is that I have a small bladder. In most cases of nocturia, the problem isn't the size of the bladder, but the rate of urine production by the kidneys during the night. The lack of ADH and the return of fluid from the legs are the real culprits. Myth number 3. A glass of wine or beer before bed helps me relax. Alcohol may induce sleep initially, but it harms rest and stimulates urine production. It is a diuretic and reduces ADH production, creating the perfect scenario for multiple trips to the bathroom. Now that you know what doesn't work, let's get to the strategy that actually works. 3. The ASI method, the Smart Hydration Strategy. ASI is an acronym for Advance, Soften, and Interrupt. Advance hydration. Drink most of your water before 4 p.m., starting with 1 or 2 glasses right after waking up and distributing it throughout the morning and lunch. Soften the transition. From 4 p.m. onward, gradually reduce your intake, drinking only what's necessary at dinner. Interrupt in time. Create a sacred zone of 2 hours before bed without any fluid intake. And 2 extra steps. Electrolyte anchor. In your first glass of water of the day, add a pinch of sea salt and a bit of lemon to improve absorption. Smart dinner. Avoid foods that irritate the bladder, are very sugary, rich in water, or contain caffeine. 4. Support techniques. Double voiding. Go to the bathroom, wait sitting down for 30 to 60 seconds, and try to urinate again. Leg elevation. 1 to 2 hours before sleep. Elevate your legs so the accumulated fluid is drained before bedtime. Salt control. Reduce excess salt in your diet to avoid fluid retention. Conclusion. Now you know, waking up multiple times at night isn't just a nuisance. It's a sign that your body needs attention. With the ASI method and the support techniques, you can reclaim your nights of sleep, protect your health, and get back the energy to enjoy your days as you deserve. So, on a scale of 0 to 10, what grade do you give this lesson? From which city are you watching? Leave it in the comments. Tell me, do you also wake up every night to urinate? If so, don't accept living tired. Change starts with small actions you can adopt today. And if this content helped you, leave your like, share it with someone who also suffers from this, and write in the comments how many times you get up at night. This way, we'll create together a community that supports and takes care of each other. Sleep well, take care, and see you in the next video.